All right. So when I heard our next guest had a swear jar that they wanted us to start at home, I only saw bankruptcy in my future. But then I got clarification, and frankly, I support this entirely.
That's right. It's not the typical swear jar that you would think Sean would fill up in one day. It's something a little more environmentally friendly. Our friend Becky Mendoza is talking to us today from the California coast. She's the executive director and co founder of the Changing Tides Foundation. She is a surfer. She's just about to hit the beach today because the beaches open back up. And welcome to the Morning Blend. Great to talk to you, Becky.
Great to be here. Thank you so much for having me. Good morning, Las Vegas.
Good to
Yeah. All
have you.
right. Explain what this swear jar actually is all about.
So we took the concept of a swear jar, creating accountability and kind of giving yourself a little bit of a slap on the wrist and applied that to single-use plastics. So we started the Plastic Swear Jar Challenge 4 years ago. And the goal is to keep track of our own plastic waste so that we can become more accountable and we can then use that knowledge to make changes in our daily lives. So really the goal or the way it works is you keep track of your single-use plastic waste for 1 week.
Mhm.
We run it starting Earth Day, but you can run it anytime you want. And so you decorate a jar, and every single time you use an item of single-use plastic, you just put $1 in a jar, and that way we're keeping track and figuring out how we can be better global citizens and nicer to the planet.
Yeah, I think some people are like, well, yeah, but I get the bottles of water, but I recycle them, so it's okay. And the fact is, a lot of the stuff you end up recycling, depending on who your recycling entity is in your neighborhood, might be shipping that off to another country that
Mm.
doesn't recycle it. Sometimes it just ends up right in the ocean. I actually switched from the single-use plastic bottles. I get the big 5 gallon things that get delivered now, and I just put it in there. And as a small change like that can make a huge difference, can it?
Absolutely. So that's exactly what we're trying to raise awareness towards. Is just when you start to pay attention, you start to realize that kind of a zero waste lifestyle is really not possible with the way our society, like everything's kind of wrapped in plastic.
Yeah.
And so, in creating this accountability and really just attention to the issue, we start to realize, like, wow, there everything is covered in plastic, and a lot of it is single use. And really, with most of our recycling systems, you know, they're broken. There's not a lot of recycling facilities that are actually breaking down the plastics in the United States. So
Yeah.
we are shipping them off to different countries and kind of making our problem their
Their
trash
problem.
problems. And
Yeah.
yeah, there'll be some documentaries coming out very soon that will show the gravity of the
Oof.
issue. And yeah, you'll see. Everyone will have access to that.
I tell you, Becky, if you really just do a little bit of research or reading or education, you find out it is a material that we would probably best be without. I visited our local recycling facility, Republic Services, that has a high volume facility here in Las Vegas. It's very cutting edge. And I came away learning that no flexible plastics can be recycled. And so I look at everything I do differently. By the way, I am going to take your challenge. I think it's
Thank
great. And
you.
I was kind of surprised to learn that you're doing $1 because I thought a quarter you wouldn't feel it as much. But I think if you do it for a week and you put a
Oh
dollar in,
yeah.
you're going to get a
It's gonna add
different
up real
perspective.
fast.
Yeah. And the other thing we encourage people right now, obviously people are dealing with financial hardships and strange times. So really it's not so much about the dollar, it's more about keeping track. So this is something you can do with your family, have your kids create plastic swear jars and use jelly beans or pom-poms or coffee beans to keep track of your swears. It doesn't need to be $1. We just kind of used the dollar because that's what's typical of a swear jar. So yeah.
No, well, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Something, absolutely. Just to be able to kind
Great
of,
point.
because you just ship it off and you don't really notice that it's gone, it's just gone. But if you actually have something that says, "Wow, okay, let's take a look at the end of a week," and it's like, man, oh man, that's a lot. We did fill that entire recycling bin. This adds up really fast.
Exactly. And I think it's a really interesting time right now with all of or most people being at home with stay-at-home orders. That there really is, like, typically when we're on the go, we're just chucking our trash in other trash bins. When we're in our homes, we're kind of stuck with it. So as we see it build up, it's just a really good time to pay attention to our individual impact. So yeah.
Becky, thank you so much for spreading this message. If people want to learn a little bit more, should they go to your website?
Yeah, changingtidesfoundation.org. You can learn more about the Plastic Swear Jar Challenge. We've got some really cool tips and tricks and ideas on how to bring this into your community, into your home, into your office space, and really try and engage more people to raise awareness about this very
Awesome.
global issue.
Well, you're doing a great job of putting your money where your jar is. It's great having you.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure.
Bye, Becky. Enjoy the waves.
Thank you.
And if you want to learn more, changingtidesfoundation.org, a great place to start.